If you build it, they will come. Supposedly. All right, we should be live. Be sounding cute.
There we go.
Hopefully people can hear us.
I would assume they can. There we go.
Wait, can they hear us? Hopefully people can hear us.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So much happening. You can join my server, by the way. Oh, wonderful. Let's get started.
Let's do that.
Welcome, Viewstars, Coast to Coast, Post to Post. It's your boy Willzilla, aka Undisputed, aka Hamtaro, aka the Handsome Squidward, aka Will the Thrill, and I'm here today with Smash is War. So the Monday Night Smashdown, our goal is $25, and one of the most biggest things about this is that we're doing this for the babies. All proceeds, all money, all donations, all stars will be given to Rainbow Babies, to Extra Life. We partner with them, we like them, we love them, and we want more of them. Peacha, telling yourself about us.
Hello, I am the oblivious Peacha, and I'm here to teach us some things. Yes, we are ViewUnity Gaming, honey. And so, yes, Willzilla said that we do this in the name of love, in the name of charity, all in the name of babies. So, yes, we are asking for 25 schmeckles for tonight to be sure that these babies come home and play Smash's War, that good old Smash Bros. They can play Super Mario 3D World, they can play Rocket Arena, Rocket League, whatever it is, just so that they can go home and enjoy the short time of being a child. So if you are someone who is passionate about this cause, whether you are a video gamer, a musician, an artist, hey, just a simple content creator, by all means, please hit us up on Instagram as well as Facebook, and the great Jaya from the Himalaya would reach out to you. And if you would love that sweet apparel that we have, baby, go to our public store. You can get a tapestry, you can get a mug, you can get a pin, you can get a mask, honey. We're still dealing with that C19. Just go to our public stores, and again, all proceeds will be given to Extra Life. Now we got the Mr. Magic in the house. Tell on yourself, Magic. Tell on yourself, dog.
Oh my gosh, it's Mr. Magic, aka Smurf, aka Broccoli B, aka I'm making all these up as I go. I'm sorry. Yo, it's your boy just hanging out. Just hanging out with the crew, you know, for a good cause, for the babies. Just trying to make magic happen while beating some friends down, ending some friendships. So let's get at it.
Yes. That's what we're talking about, baby. So anybody wants to play Smash Bros with us, by all means, please comment and we will give you the room.
H4CYP, that's the ID. H4CYP. Happy 4. Cat. What's the animal with a Y?
Oh my God. You done screwed everything up. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Yellow giraffe?
Yep. H4, cat, yellow panda. And the password is
much better.
1, 2, 3.
Uno, 2, trace.
Faber say yak. There you go. Yakety yak. Don't.
Let's get into it, baby.
Ooh.
Yakety yak. Yakety yak. Yes.
I got my dog in the house. Let's do this.
Yes.
Wait, did you do random?
What are you talking about? Did I do? I am random. I can't do who
I
I'm
just want
not.
to make sure you aren't lying right now to me.
So, first off, to all the people at home, be yourself. If you're random, be random. Don't be a lie.
Somehow that was sacrilegious. I don't know.
Supposed to catch the frisbee, Jay. What you doing?
Right. I love the blue ball laser.
Oh my God! What the flying is that?
Thank you for the share.
But I need you to beat Will. That's Saber.
Saber.
Wait. Why does Saber want to talk stuff about me? He doesn't even have the game. How you gonna talk about me? You don't even have the game. I don't understand this.
Because
This
it's
animosity.
This is King Arthur, okay?
It's not Saber's fault. People who don't appreciate the 64 have a lot of hate in their heart, and that's not on him. That's just how life is, you know.
That's just
Some
how life
people want money. Some people don't enjoy the joys of N64. They don't. Oh my gosh! Did he really just do that?
Right.
Okay. Let me get my people Frosty, Johnny. Oh, Johnny, where'd you go?
Ooh, that's it.
Yeah, take him out.
Bring him out, bring him out. It's hard to yell the barrels in your mouth, Swizzy.
Yeah.
It's one
Swizzy is a beast. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I need Swizzy.
And wait.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh! Damn,
what about your mask?
that was very disrespectful. How do you respond to?
vaccinated.
Oh my god! You know what? Let's do it. I'm ready now. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Ah! What are you guys doing? Y'all just mad. I brought 2 people here. Y'all both won.
Your heart is filled with rage. Ooh!
Yeah.
Wow, that saved me actually.
How many of us out there, friends?
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Okay, right.
Oh my gosh! No!
Oh yeah!
My
Thank
gosh,
you
you
for
have
the share.
another life?
Wow. Jay couldn't handle the fire anymore. You couldn't handle the robot.
Good.
Oh.
Get him!
What's up, Carmen? What up,
Hey,
Smokey?
Car.
What up, Smokey? Live life.
No, I need that popcorn. Oh no!
Oh! Oh!
Get up there!
No! Oh, you got lucky.
Oh no! The lag is real.
Ah!
No way!
Black Lives Matter.
No way!
Let's go.
I blame Jaya. He has so much hatred towards me. He didn't see the real villain, which was a robot.
Himself, so let's blame him.
Let's talk about positivity, huh?
Okay. Let's talk about it.
I was thinking about it. I feel like people are only positive when it benefits them.
Yeah.
I don't think people actually know how to be positive. I don't really understand what positivity means.
What do you think positivity means?
That's a good question. I was asking that too.
I'll wait. I mean, Goldfish. This stream is almost sponsored by Goldfish.
Almost. Did we almost lose our Dorito deal that we never had?
Right.
Pringle deal, you mean?
Right. Or Pringles.
Oh yeah, Pringles.
They're right.
And it says, LOL, my hero is true.
Ooh.
My hero is amazing. You just don't know how to use this power.
Come back! Oh no!
Oh no.
So, Peacha, what do you think about positivity? What does it mean to you?
Thinking about it.
Alright, take your time.
Alright.
Ooh! Ooh! You win it,
Okay.
Smash Brothers 5.
Okay, I got 6 skills, baby. Uh-oh.
You're gonna be in
I
Rush
got
Hour
6
too.
skills in the air.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh.
Ugh. Right now, I'm making Peter's Min look good. Ha!
Oh, are you kidding me?
Ball!
Are you kidding?
Ball! Oh.
Oh no. Oh, that's
Don't let him get you like that.
What?
I would say probably just accepting the good with the bad and just know that everything is going to be okay, even if things are going wrong. That's how I can look at it from this point. Like a lot of people, again, like you said, they only want positivity when it benefits them. And so they are pretty much cherry picking parts of themselves that they only want to accept as normal. And they're not really embracing the good, the bad, or the ugly.
Hold up, BK. You sound really low.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you hear me now?
It sounds a little better. I have you
Okay.
up at like 160%.
Do I sound better
160.
now? I think.
Yeah.
Way to go,
Yeah.
above beyond.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like your
So-
gain is down.
That's whack.
Yeah, get them
Okay,
games
so-
up. Oh no! Your track killed me more than y'all. First off.
You can hear my loud self. Okay.
Mm.
So I was saying that the way I look at positivity is pretty much accepting the good and the bad, and I feel like many people do, like you said, only accept positivity when things are going right for themselves, and they only cherry pick just the good parts, not the bad or the ugly. And you actually need all three. But appreciating all three, you know that everything is going to be okay. So, and it's because you're in a state of trust that things are going to be fine. You're always going to have your good days and your bad days, but there's always tomorrow. So that's how I look at it.
Not bad.
I like-
Gluten Gangster, what up, baby? Look at that nice haircut.
What's up?
You got
Right,
hair,
right.
Whoa.
You got hair,
Right.
What
man.
you talking about?
Happened.
What you talking about?
All right.
How
I've been
are we
growing out,
all
man.
the same character right now? Is no one else amazed by
That
this?
is
What?
hilarious. I
What?
love everything about that.
Are you
That is
serious? Wow.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Nintendo.
Right.
Well, let's see who the best Ike player is.
That's
Right.
that's just Nintendo giving us a little positivity. That's all that is.
Right, there you
Right.
go.
Hey, you're all great.
Right, you're all great.
It's
You're
a shame
all
what
right.
they did to Ike in this game. It's a shame.
Gosh. Oh, I'll do that too.
This is ridiculous. I don't know why they would do this to us.
I love it.
I completely despise this. Wow, I got both of y'all. Sweet. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Jaya, you got a little dusty on your controls, brother. What you got? You got to a baby formula on the controller, baby.
Hey, Dan.
Oh!
If this isn't truly you, just say something. If you feel you're better than this, say something. If not, don't. Just say something.
Ooh.
No. Yo.
What's your definition of what positivity is?
Of what positivity is?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I was saying that people only think of positivity when it benefits them. But what is really positivity and living a positive life?
All right, hold on. Let me pull up Google.
Not mad at
Man,
you.
I'm here for like 3 seconds and I'm getting quizzed.
Right.
We out here.
Right.
What is positivity? All right, hit me with that whole thing again. Hit me with that whole thing.
All right, so I said a lot of times people like to talk about positivity and how they're positive people and all this kind of stuff. But the truth is that they only use positivity when it benefits them. So what is positivity in a real like holistic warming sense of like our truth of it?
Let me ask you one more question. What do you mean when you say people only use positivity to benefit themselves?
Like they talk about positivity when it's in their favor and not when it's like in just normal day life. It's always when it's only good fortune to them.
Right. So it's like if I won the lottery, I'm blessed. It's never I'm blessed just to wake up. Or
I see.
Things like that.
Okay. I guess what? For me then, I would say, oh my goodness, why is Discord like this? I just want to click and go to the context menu. There we go. Thank you, Discord. Okay. I don't know. I think I would have to say being on the spot without any prep time. Positivity for me would be understanding and enjoying the things in life that are I guess going the way I want them to. I don't know if that's self-serving or not, but just like realizing when things are moving in a direction that I think is good, you know. So like recently being able to do more music stuff with ViewUnity Sound Team, writing music again, that has been a really positive influence on my life currently, because it's getting me back into something that I'm really passionate about, you know. So like that's what I would view as positive, is having the capability or the opportunity to do things that are important to me. Or, you know, situations like that where you know, things are turning up PETA, you know?
I like that answer.
We have a couple of comments. Faber said, being in or creating an environment where people can be their happy selves. And of course, we got Mr.
like
David over here, aka Viewix, who was like, "Oh my, I thought this was Rocket Arena or League to put into one. Yikes!" So then he asked the question. So the question, Viewix, is, what is positivity? What does it mean to you?
Hey, Evan. What was the question next? Okay. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat and everything. Also, I missed the all random memo.
Oh yeah,
that wasn't Jay was just trying to be like me, and Tony was trying to reclaim his life, so it's okay.
Whoa, I am.
And Magic is the random master, so.
He's lost every single match to me every single time, so I don't know how.
I am positivity. Your life. How about that? That's my definition.
Your positive meaning my life, baby.
That is correct, Viewix. Yeah. So what does positivity mean to you? Will said that he noticed that many people use a form of positivity when it benefits them. So we like to know, what is your own definition?
Wow.
But I like all answers.
Oh, rude.
I mean, you know, I got my hair, it does things. Big thing.
Got the pumps.
Ooh,
Letos.
in the
There's
club,
a
baby.
Right.
Oh,
I wonder what
is
she's
that
doing
one
now
on?
in her life. Like, after she was that person, like, you know, like, what is she doing now? Does she still wear stilettos or does she wear bloody shoes now? You know? Cardi B changed it for her.
Maybe Crocs. Maybe Crocs.
Right,
Maybe
she might be wearing
Crocs.
Crocs now. She probably might be wearing Crocs
Right.
now.
I want to see that game where she kills demons and such with her Crocs.
That would be hilarious.
That'd actually be like a funny PC mod. I feel like this, that sounds like a very
Remember
PC mod
everything?
thing to do.
It really does, though.
Right. So, Very says, positivity to me is being realistically optimistic, continuing to move towards a goal, even when things are not looking the best. It doesn't always look like a smile, but it does look like progress. Even at a rate of 0.1%, you are doing what you can. I love that. Great answers from everybody.
Yeah, that's really, I love that one. Guys, I tell a lot of my clients that, you know, little progress is great progress if it's personal to you. And a lot of times we don't consider our own process as progress. And process is progress. Oh! Oh!
All right, it pushed you off. That's all that matters. Still got you.
Oh, that is brutal. Home run, baby!
I like what you were saying there, though, Will, because, like, I think a lot of times everybody thinks they have to, you know, be wildly successful in everything they do, and that's not really how that works, you know?
Nope.
Like,
Right.
you know, it's one of those things that, like, part of success is failing, and if you're not failing, then you're probably not on the right path to some extent. Like,
Yeah.
you know, some things you'll be successful right away, but a lot of stuff, it takes time to get there, and that generally means failing a couple of times, and that's okay. So, like, you know, I think it's important to realize that it's okay to not always be right where you want to be right at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I love
like
that.
I love that you said that. I love that you said that, Peter. So Varix also said trusting the process, assuming the process is working towards something. So then, hey son, hey guys, hey Frostbite, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Pops?
Oh my goodness.
Get these pumps, son.
Take me to school!
Oh
Oh,
no!
you give me a terrible mother!
I didn't know she can roll out of the charge.
No.
I just want to say that's like the third one in a row.
Like you're really keeping
That's yet to be determined.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay.
What's up, Lou? How are you?
MVP. What up, MVP?
You
Get in
joining?
here, brother. All right, let me get on the bandwagon here, so I can lose even harder.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times people don't like. I had to talk to somebody today about. They were so upset about how things didn't look. Things didn't seem what they wanted, and things aren't looking what it needs to look like, and they see all their friends doing all these things, and like, well, you're doing all this and all this and all this, and you know, I'm like, I don't think you realize, like, right? If you see what we're doing right now, this looks amazing and fun, and I don't think you realize how many hours in meetings and troubleshooting and like there's so much in this process that allows us to make this look like somewhat normal.
Right.
And like, if you had to be a part of all that, you probably would have been bored of my life, because it takes a lot of internal work. It actually is really, really boring. And so like, to be able to even do this moment, it's just a small pocket of what everything happens behind the scenes. And like, you have to be okay with knowing that your process is not going to look like anything, You have to make sure that your process is honest to yourself. A lot of people do all these different changes in comparison to somebody else's difference, and it's never actually committed to actually what you're actually designed to do for yourself. So like, if your progress or processing is based upon what you saw someone else doing, you're not going your pace. And so like for me, if you want positivity to be meaningful, you have to understand the pace of your own processing and progress in your life, and have grace with that. People are so hard on themselves for all the wrong reasons, and we don't take time to let go of what's meaningful to us.
Oh, I'm sorry, but did you feel that magic? Did you feel it?
I was like, ooh.
I was listening to a very inspirational piece. I don't think it was very, very fair to, just interrupt that, but it's okay.
I also want you to realize that I've played Ridley exactly once before, so really feel it.
I'm little upset. What is? Oh, that wasn't me.
We have a couple of comments. So Lizzie Loves Coffee says, I love that I come into this stream and Will is leading a deep conversation. Hello to you, Lizzie. How are you?
The first person to acknowledge I was deep and not crazy. Thank God.
Says that I feel like the art creation and entrepreneurial lifestyle seems so easy to those who are not in it at all. Maybe that goes for everything. That is absolutely true. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really true. I'll stop you. Oh, go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
Oh, not even from like the art creation side, but just like if you work with other artists for anything, just like this is gonna sound worse than I intended to, but just dealing with them is like a whole thing in and of itself.
I love when you said that.
Will, you probably know exactly what I'm thinking right now too,
yes.
But just like sometimes you ask somebody for something and it's like, this is not complicated, just do the thing, please.
Just do it.
Like,
just do it.
And like, it's,
oh my God.
Yeah, just dealing with other artists sometimes is a whole thing in and of itself. But art in general is just, it is very hard to do. And lots of people don't recognize how much work goes into it.
Right.
The amount of just devaluing and just unappreciative behaviors is so demoralizing as a creator and an artist. Like, people really just do not value what you really do for them.
Right.
And it's not until you have to be a jerk for them to actually respect your place in the first place. And it's like, why did I have to even be this way? It's like why did I have to be like this to make something happen? It's so frustrating. And like, I don't tell anybody this, but like, there are so many nights I've cried at like 3, 4 in the morning doing this stuff because I'm just like, why did I do all this? What am I doing? What is like what is this? Like why won't I just stop? And honestly, I have to reset myself every single day and not have any expectation other than I'm gonna focus on my breathing, and whoever comes to me is supposed to come to me that day. And you have to come with that type of simple expectation, because when you're dealing with people and using help and getting support, you're never going to get it the way you really need it. So you have to involve everybody. You have to be patient with it. You have to be flexible, and you have to be persistent. There is no other. There's no formula to this. It's literally just consistent grinding, and maybe one day someone that you need to see will look at you. And they'll probably be the most unexpected people you'll ever think.
That is absolutely true. So, case in point, I know someone who wants to get into tarot now. And the thing is, I might make it look easy, but it's not easy. I was dealing with this with brain falls. And so I, at times, was questioning it myself, like maybe I'm doing something wrong. And it could be just as simple as, let me do an elimination diet. I might have did all this other groundwork, but that one thing that probably prevented was probably something I was eating or consuming on a daily basis. And so once, I figured that out for myself, and that's when I started to get the ball rolling. But everybody else's journey is totally different. You might make your stuff look easy, Will, but again, it's like you said, you cried at certain nights where you're frustrated about what it is that you want to do and how to do it. And it's amazing. You make it look easy, but it ain't easy. It's hard, and you had a level of discipline because I believe that you could do it, and you are proof of that. So, Lizzie Loves Coffee says, do you feel like fast fashion has blended into forms of creating work? People don't want to pay for something of quality that is made with care from an individual. We just want to pay less for the produce, not always good work and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I noticed that.
Tonio, you're scared. You're static a little bit.
Oh, let me turn me down.
I've noticed from my experience that many people don't realize the blood, sweat, and tears when it comes to artwork. And so some people will look at a piece of work and think it's supposed to be cheap because I'm just some regular schmegular individual. It's like, no, I'm more than just a regular schmegular. I am my own brand. I believe in my brand. And I've had times where people try to say some stuff like, oh, well, such and such over there gave me a discount. It's like, okay, so once you go over there, I'm not going to give you a discount. This is the full price. But again, you'd be surprised who will pay for your work. And because of that, I appreciate it. And I remember I went to Neon Con, I would say probably in 2018, where I've made decorated fans, and I was actually going to sell a particular set for probably $25. Somebody actually looked at my work and said, no, funk that. You sell this particular set for $50. You sell this one for $45. And sure enough, somebody actually bought my Harley Quinn fan set for $50. She loved everything about it. Even when I told her I forgot to glue the flowers there, but she loved it and she saw my work. And those are the people I very much appreciate, because she also states that she's an artist herself and she knows how long it takes to put in that. But again, many people don't understand it. They think, oh, you're having fun doing it. No, sometimes I hate doing artwork. I'm like, man, I want to burn this. But I do it anyway. I do it anyway because it's something that I love.
I feel like that's a common thread for all artists, just hating their work. I feel like it's a requirement.
Yes, I agree. I agree. So we have a couple of comments. Oh, there's a whole bunch of comments. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I need help getting my online setup going, says Lou. Cross King says, I hate that you are so on point. Thank you so much. And then Very says, people have to understand how much something is worth, especially when dealing with clients who have their own business. If I produce a track for an artist, I will have to charge at least $1,000 for it. I charge that because I know all of the money they can make from it if they use it wisely, even if they don't know the true value of what they can do with it. I love that, and that is spot on.
Yep.
Spot on.
Wow.
Yep. I've literally had conversations with people where people who have been organizers for specifically musical events, and so they themselves are not musicians, but they've been on the committee or whatever that organizes some events in an area nearby me, and this person has told me straight up to my face that they will bring in, it's a charity fundraising event, right? And the event will bring in tens of thousands of dollars each time they do it, but they'll pay the bands that they have come play at this event $100.
What?
That's it. $100. This is literally an event that every time they do it makes at least 10 grand, usually in the tens of thousands, so usually multiples of that, right? And they will pay the bands $100 a piece, which just blows my mind. And I was explaining to this person like why I thought that was ridiculous, right? Because clearly they have the money for it, right? That's clearly not an issue. And one of the comments they made to me, I made a comment, for example, that I'm a musician, but I'm also a trained musician, and that isn't meant to be like a dig at, people who make, create a cover band and play in their garage, right? That's not a dig at them. Like, I'm all for that. Do that, because that's, one, it's important to keeping music alive, is people loving it enough to actually learn it themselves. That's an important part of music. And historically, that's been an important part of music. I mean, I can go on this rant forever, where if you go back, every bar and restaurant and club in a town would have its own band, and people that just like worked a 9 to 5 would get off of work and then go play at the local bar for fun. Right? Like that is a thing that would happen regularly throughout history that stopped happening as much because of radio and all that stuff. But that's another conversation. But the point being is, like, historically speaking, it's important from a music sense, for people, for amateur musicians to love and play music. But that being said, I'm also a trained musician, right? So I know that my level of knowledge about music is likely higher than somebody who is not trained, right? And that's not a dig. Yeah. That's like saying, somebody who has a degree in biology knows more about biology than I do. Like, if they didn't, there would be a big problem with that, right? That you wouldn't want to hire a biologist to work in a lab who doesn't know as much about biology as a musician who has no training, right? That would be a poor hiring decision. So, likewise, I just feel like art should be treated the same way. And getting back to this conversation, this person told me that I need to value my training less, which is just absurd, right? Like, why should I value my training less because you don't value it? The problem is that the other people aren't valuing the training, now that I don't value the training. So I just found that kind of indicative of how, unfortunately, a lot of people feel about art, is just that they kind of feel like anybody could do it, and it's not worth them spending the time or money on. It's just very strange to me.
It is strange, and it is very disheartening for someone to say anyone can do it. And I can recall times where, I don't like using the word hater, just let them play. But I've had some criticism where they say, oh, I can do such and such. So I'll be like, okay, so do it now. If you can do exactly what I do this right now. And I want you to tell me, what am I doing wrong? Well, I was just saying. I was like, oh, okay, you're just being a jackass. Anyways, so Blue says bands get no love, and Varric says new artists often undersell themselves, and Crossbite agree. Yeah, I agree, and this same goes for. I know people give Fiverr a lot of flack, but because of people who undersell themselves, they think, oh, you're supposed to build this website for $100. I'm like, so you want me to create 25 pages worth of content for $100? No. You can go on Fiverr for that, but I pretty much know my word. I'm not going to undersell myself because I know it takes the time. I might make it look easy, but it ain't easy. Like, there's some things that I encounter that can take me probably a couple of days to figure out. It could be something stupid. At the end of the day, I'm paying for my time. So, let's see. Lizzie says, a lot of people don't notice the difference between those with formal training versus amateurs, and don't care to learn to notice. My husband has worked in live events, and he prides himself in providing a quality service. But people only see the price tag and don't see the work that creates a seamless product. That is absolutely true. That is true.
100% true. So I know, like, I don't personally book a lot of gigs. I let our buddy Will over here handle most of that. But when I do book gigs, that's one of the things that I try to explain to people is like, look, the price that you're paying for doesn't just include us coming and playing for 3 hours. It includes, 3 rehearsals and people driving to your gig and, all that stuff. Like, that's part of the price tag,
Because you are paying for your time. And, the practice that's involved, the rehearsals and all, the repairs of certain instruments, for an example. Like, you are putting in the work, you are grinding, you are losing sleep just to be sure to have great quality shows. And for somebody that want to pay you crack pay price, like, that's absurd.
Yeah. Ooh. Will, what does the down B do?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just don't. I don't even deal with it. I don't even deal with it because you never really can ever use it in a real situation a lot of times.
Oh my goodness.
So one thing I will say is that as far as addressing younger artists, I do expect younger artists to take a lesser pay, just because they probably didn't do the work nor the experience to actually be there, and a lot of them will take the lower pay because they just want to get on. And so I think me being a seasoned artist, I want to show them the way by letting them, like, if you want to see what I do, come here, I'll show you. And I have, and a lot of times I'll give gigs away on purpose for them to run the gigs and see what I actually do, so they can understand the pressure of what it takes to be a competent leader in that in that business transaction. And a lot of times they'll get shorted and be like, yo, how'd you get 500 but I only got 300 for this? Or how did you get? I'm like, it's because of what you offered. I offered an experience, like Lizzie said, like I offered an experience. And so also when I pay people, like if I overpay somebody, they go, oh, it's only $50 for the gig. If I overpay, it's because it's not because I think you're awesome, it's because I don't want you to be a problem for me. More money means I don't want to worry about you. Which means that like I don't, like, people pay you a lot because they don't want it to be an issue. I'm paying you because I know you'll take care of whatever the problem is. That's it. And it's like, of course, the fact that I chose you to play with me, means I already respect you as an artist. Like, so, like, the fact that I'm asking you to play with me, because I don't have to pick you. Like I said, unfortunately, me as a trombone player, I'm replaceable. I can name off 10 trombone players off the top of my head that can play better than me in this city alone. It's just the fact that they chose me because of my personality, my consistency, my reputation, and my ability to network. That was it. Nothing really makes me that much special, that much more special. Like, that's just, and I'm not trying to downplay myself, but it's just like there's a level of transparency that needs to happen. Also, like, some artists just aren't really performance ready. Like, and that's okay. You have to work your way up through it, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna first start out and then go straight to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You might start at an open mic. Like, when I first came to Cleveland, I didn't really hit any performances. I was at open mics. I was at the B-side every Tuesday night playing with the band, learning how the culture of Cleveland's music is. Like, I did that for like a couple years, like straight hardcore. And I realized that after I got done playing there, I realized that, you know, although I love the B-side, I love playing there every Tuesday, I realized that my sound was more than an open mic. I had to join groups. I had to be a part of different communities that help emphasize my sound. And I joined, like, Morning of Black Star. I made my own brass band. I made my own R&B groups. I made my own company, like, because I needed to be around people that had like minds and personalities and character. Because I realized that it didn't matter how good you were. I don't want to play with an asshole.
Right.
I just didn't want to do it. You know?
And even then, Varric says it's all about the character, the personality. And Frostbite says, you're great in my book, son. So Lizzie, Jaya says hello, and also Lizzie asks, Peter, what type of music do you produce or instruments do you play? And she says, ooh, and Will, tell us more about the Cleveland music culture.
I will not.
He's like, no.
That's for the best.
All right.
Lizzie, actually,
you go first, and I'll answer. You go first.
Because mine's real quick. Peach, you said Lizzie asked that? I didn't hear you. Was that a yes?
What type of music do you produce, and what instrument do you play?
Okay, so I predominantly play with Will's brass band, actually, so he can tell you all about that. Rob says I can talk about it. It is unique. You're not wrong, Felix.
Say that.
So yeah, I play predominantly with Will's brass band. I help him run that, and I play saxophone predominantly. I consider myself a single reed specialist, but realistically, right now I'm just a saxophonist. But I write and produce a wide variety of music for the ViewUnity sound team right now, along with several other really good musicians. Will's on that team. Virix, who's in the Facebook chat, is on that team. We've got N6J, who I'm not sure if he's popped into the stream yet or not, but he's on that team. He's really great. And we got another guy, Mitch26, they're all just really phenomenal musicians, and I'm very happy to get to work with all of them. All right, done with my spiel. Go, Will.
I'll say the Cleveland scene is one of the most eclectic gated communities I've ever played in my life. I will say that Cleveland probably has some of the best musicians in the U.S. If you go on tour, or if you see any MTV awards or any awards, there's probably like maybe one or two people from Cleveland in all those things. They make great musicians. They make great artists. I think the problem is that they don't have the community to support the artists. So you have it's a small pond city. Like you can't get too big in Cleveland or they won't like you. And if you stay too small, you'll end up getting mad at everybody for no reason. So it's kind of like one of those weird things. You have to be right in the middle, which means you have to play favoritism. You have to be a part of communities. You kind of have to drink the Kool-Aid of different communities. You have to maybe join some different weekly groups that happen in the city to be a part of it. I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, because I feel like every city has that type of thing, right? But I feel like Cleveland's too small to be acting like that, especially with the lack of venues that they have. You know, like we don't have as many venues as we should have. We're rocking the whole world city, and we don't have really a lot of venues. And the ones that we do have, they're great venues, but it's not enough room for the different intersectionality that happens. And so like it's weird. Like it's like they want you to be individual, but then if you try to do anything that looks like somebody else's, you're a copycat and a hater. It's like if nobody's, my thing is, if nobody's copying your stuff, that's a problem. I just feel like when people are like, you met last land brass band, well, like that's so revolutionary. I'm like, no, I was a part of the revolutionary brass band, and there was that land brass band, and I'm like the third one that I know of. And there's actually a fourth one happening right now too. That's gonna be for like protests and marches coming out. And I happen to know that guy too. So like, my thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and be angry at him and be like, oh, you're copying my thing, how could you do it? Oh my god. Like, I literally told the guy, I was like, hey, if you need a trombone player, let me know. Or if you need some of my horn players in my group, let me know. Like, what do I look like trying to take someone else's, but also there are people that undercut their own business so that they'll get the gig because they want exposure points. And like, that's when the whole musicianship thing comes into play, and that's a whole nother conversation. Although I love the Cleveland music scene, I do believe that what we're missing are hubs. Like Cleveland is a place where you grind, you cut, you learn the grid. But if you go anywhere else in any other city in the U.S., you'll be amazing. Like, it's crazy how Cleveland artists are so much more advanced in other cities. I will say that, like, their artists have just another type of technicality that other cities just don't have. And I just say that based upon my touring experience and touring the U.S. And doing a little bit of international work. But like, it's just a level of just giftedness that Cleveland cats just have, but they get in their own way because they don't have things to like say what's the Cleveland recording company here, like an actual label that's big here. What's a big studio here that's like an actual like Def Jam Records or You know what I mean? Like those type of things.
Right.
Like there's nothing like that in Cleveland. Who's the promoters or managers in Cleveland or agencies that you can go to and apply for? You gotta go to Atlanta. You gotta go to New York. You gotta go to Cali. You gotta go to those different things. So it's just one of those things where like, Cleveland's a launching pad, but it's not a hub. You know, it's a launching pad.
Even Vix agreed. He also said that I went to a hip hop artist concert at the Agora, and the MC had to beg people to clap and support. He also said that some people in Cleveland act like they're in LA or ATL or something. Egos be crazy. That is true, because I was kind of part of
the ego trip is crazy.
Yikes.
The ego trip is crazy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. Like being just being part of Morning of Black Star. It's weird like how people don't really still know. People in Cleveland don't know my band, but we're like known everywhere outside of Cleveland. It's weird. It's weird. So I don't know. It's like we get love. Don't get me wrong, but like it's like to have people show out and come out, like it's a different type of vibe. But also, I hate to say it, but it's also because Cleveland artists are really good. So like you really have to impress people in Cleveland. Like Cleveland Cleveland scene is a hard scene to get love from because they've seen the best of the best. They've been a part of the best of the best. So their reaction to things is a little more critical because they have such a history. They have such a rich history. So it's kind of like it makes sense. So that's what I'm saying. It's not just because they're just bougie too. It's like, I mean, they had Bone Thugs and Harmony. They had like Levert. They had like some pretty big deals in just like, you know, I don't know. It's a lot of people know Cleveland, but they just don't act like, because it's a town city. It's a town city.
Even Vic says that I feel like it's the way, not just for music artists, but for other creatives as well. He says, yo, even Jesus says your own city will not like you.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. It is weird.
It's a cold world out here.
Oh, whoa.
Cold
That was
world.
weird.
But speaking of that and positivity though, like as an artist, like you can't really focus on what your crowd is not responding to. You have to respond what you're responding to. And like your real fans will follow you because you're being yourself. The moment you have to be so performative where you like forget why you're even doing the way things you do, then that, to me, that's a problem. Like I used to cater a lot to what people needed as a horn player, especially. And when I started making music because of how I like making music, it kind of like, it's weird. Like, so I started out as a trombone player, right? Then I started out as a musician, and now I see myself as an artist. I never really saw myself as an artist until maybe 2-3 years ago. Like, it was after that, and it gave me the freedom to express myself by using music. But music wasn't my way of being an artist. It was who I am that makes me an artist. So how I expressed it was through music, though. So that's kind of how I see myself now. I don't see myself as a musician. I see myself as an artist. And that's kind of that was really revolutionary for me because I never realized the versatility of who I am.
Lizzie says David just made my night quoting Jesus while talking about the Cleveland music scene. But as far as for artists, I had a hard time identifying myself as one because of the negative connotations behind it. Like when people think of artists, think of someone who is pretentious, bougie, stuck up. And it's like, yeah, you got some of that, but you have that pretty much everywhere. Even people like that in the county.
Yeah, that's everywhere.
Yeah, that's everywhere. So I've learned to adapt that word, that title, because I am an artist. I have worked hard. And I was quite surprised how a lot of people who I've never met in my entire life, they're biggest supporters. And because of that, like that made me feel some type of way that got this, like keep going. I'm on my right path.
It's kind of funny how that happens too. Like Like I feel like every artist's biggest supporter is like never anybody they know. Like,
Right.
I swear, it's like it's never even like your mom. Your mom's never even your biggest supporter. Like,
Nope.
Right.
like as much as she loves you and she shows up to what she can, she's still kind of like, oh, that gig's on a Saturday. I think I'm gonna be a little busy
My
that
mom used to
day.
critique
Like,
the hell out of me. She's like, Billy, I know you love that bone, but you're really flat. I was like, really? Oh, man. All right.
my mom for years was like, I know you like playing saxophone, but you sound like a dying goose. I'm like, thanks, Ma.
Aw.
Thanks.
Dang. Lizzie says, well, creatives in general, and she says, snap, I'm in academia and the Eagles there. I'm like, and then Lou says, oh, Billy. Like, yeah, LOL,
Oh,
Billy.
yeah. Back in the day
And
when
then-
I was a big Billy.
Big Billy.
And then Very
Billy.
says, that is so true.
Yeah. So, my next question for the night is, how do you restore your creativity?
I think a lot of times for me, it's just a matter of doing things. You know, prior to joining the ViewUnity sound team, I had not written music. I had done some arranging and things like that, but I had not written any original music in like 7 years. So the first 2 months were kind of rough. But now that we're getting into the third sound pack, you know, I'm feeling pretty good about, you know, just kind of knocking off the rust and getting back into it. So I think for me, that's a big thing. It's just doing the thing, you know? It's kind of like, I think it was Flannery O'Connor is a writer who,
Why do I know that name?
she's a pretty well respected American author, and she had this process where she would go and sit down and write for a set amount of time every day. And even if she didn't come up with anything, or the stuff she came up with was garbage, she still did it. And that was just her process. You know, she would spend X amount of time writing something every day. And I kind of like, I think the process is different for everybody. Like, that doesn't work for everyone. But I kind of resonate with that because, like, if I take too much time off, then it's like an ordeal to get back into it for me. So, just that routine is definitely important for me.
I like that.
Big says, taking a long break and going back to things that inspire it, listening to other music, playing games, watching shows, hanging out with friends, and other creators.
Make sure you're closer to the mic, by the way.
I think I need a new mic. That makes me sad.
You are very quiet.
Oh, that's whack.
You might
I'll
just
read
turn
it.
your input up. That's all.
Yeah, I probably have to do that. I'll read it again. It says, David says, taking a long break and going back to things that inspire it. Listening to other music. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Listening to other music, playing games, watching shows, hanging out with friends, and other creators. So Lou says, I'm out. Have fun. Thank you for stopping by, Lou.
See you, Lou.
All right, later, BP. You have to come to rehearsal sometime. You can meet all of us at the next brass band rehearsal.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of like just prime example right there of like it's different for everybody, you know? Like if I take too long of a break, I totally get out of it, you know? So, and with Vyrix, it's important to spend some time away from it sometimes. So, you know,
Right.
it's different for everybody, I feel like.
For me, I had to blank. Like some of my best work comes from me from not thinking. If I try to do too much formulated like responses to things, I just end up I get too focused on the how, and I don't create. So for me, I've learned how to meditate and how to blank myself. So when I'm just sitting in front of a keyboard or or my horn or whatever, I literally blank and just allow my breath to control my sound. I've learned that I also use it as a part of my own life. Like a lot of times in life, like you just like instead of being involved in so much about how, the why, what, and where, like, or how other people's inability to respect you, or just if you focus on your breathing and your space and how you let go and hold on to things, a lot of things will always just end up in your favor because of just you being present is the answer to everything. So as long as you're present in yourself, everything will come naturally because you are present. So I've used that as my way. And also celebrating others. If you're not celebrating others or seeing why others are great in your life and acknowledging that to them, that really dampens your outlook on your environment of your life.
I agree.
So yeah, lack of awareness of others in your life. Acknowledge who they are in your life. They matter. Everything they do matters. Because I'm telling you, when I'm creating in the ViewUnity Sound Team stuff, like I'm thinking about all y'all. Like, and that's why I love the Tuesday nights listening to everybody's concepts. Because it's like, oh, this is how you thought of it. It's like, it's so inspiring. It's like, oh man, okay, I gotta get on this. Like, it's really inspiring.
So Lizzie asked, do you often feel like you have to get out of your own head? Research is creative in a sense, and sometimes the answer to a problem only comes after stepping away for a time. And then she also said, haha, I started writing that before PETA started saying what he was saying now.
That's hilarious.
I think there's some truth to that though. Like, you know, I say like I have to have a routine, and that is true. Like, especially at least with creating, I need to have a routine. Because if I don't, then I have a tendency to just be, I don't want to say lazy because I end up using the time on other stuff, but like I just don't. I get out of the habit of doing creative work, and then when I get back into it, the quality of it suffers as a result, you know? So, because I haven't been strengthening those muscles that whole time. So, you know, just like working out in general. If you don't work out regularly, you eventually get weaker, right? Like, it's just same sort of deal. But that being said, that doesn't mean that I don't step away sometimes, because, yeah, I mean, it's like any other form of work. If you just do it, oh my goodness.
Yeah. You have to be re-inspired, like you're saying.
Yeah, like if you just do it, you know, like it's like working a 9 to 5. If you work a 9 to 5 every day for a year and you don't take any days off, you're gonna get burnt out real quick, right? Like, it's just, you have to take a break sometimes. So there's definitely something to be said for stepping away and looking at the stuff that's got you there.
That's why I believe in
place,
clearing so much. Like for me to clear, like I have to empty myself because I'm always thinking about the next thing.
Right.
That's why I like doing the whole loops. How like some Logic, you can actually do like loops, like live loops, and you can like trigger them after you make them. So I like to see the different variations of sound. Like I also I think being an artist, I stopped seeing things as just notes and chords. I actually just started thinking like how does this sound? How does this E sound?
Yeah.
How does this E7 sound? So like how did the how part of that is now starting to become a part of my life. And I didn't think of it like that before. I was just more like execute everything. I was always like hit this, hit this, hit this, hit this. You know, now I'm like, well, how do I want to hit that? Like, and it's made me less aggressive as an artist as well. About my approach to soloing and improv. So I'm very aggressive as an improver.
Yeah, so I kind of get what you're saying, because like I'm kind of working on reinventing myself as a soloist for sure. but I definitely feel that on like the creative front. You know, I have written on a lot of stuff that's, you know, would be classified as like contemporary classical, right? 20th century music or whatever. And that, it isn't formulaic, but I definitely took a more theory, like music theory based approach to writing most of that stuff. And now, you know, it's a lot of, I still use, all right, this is a chord progression that makes sense in this area, but then I'll go back and I'll adjust things and, you know, listen to just, all right, how's this sound in that scenario, just like you were saying. So I definitely am learning to appreciate that approach much more in my creative approach to things. So,
I like that.
And I've always been kind of like a sound player though. Like I don't really use, I always think about what chords are happening, but it doesn't drive my soloing. I've always been sort of a sound kind of approach in that front, so I definitely know what you mean there. What's up, Zazalar? Yeah, got the haircut. If you burn yourself out, you won't enjoy what you do. That's true to an extent, Avenue. There are definitely, I definitely know some musicians that have burnt themselves out on music, for sure. I actually have a friend who was a really great guitarist, and shortly after, he was doing so much music stuff when we were in college together that shortly after graduating, he actually sold all of his instruments and quit music entirely because he just couldn't do it anymore. But this is a guy who literally was like, he would spend something like 10 hours a day just writing music, and then you know, the rest of the day was practicing and rehearsals. And so like this guy was literally probably cranking out like 18+ hour days doing
usually
just
you
music.
like getting paid full time for that.
Like, right, and he was a student, so it was just kind of like,
yeah.
He was just at a point where he's like, I can't do this anymore.
That is insane. Wow.
Yeah.
Whew. Barry says, oh, I think new environments can help you inspire. And Frostbite says, stepping away keeps you refreshed. Yeah, it's clearly the example Peter made. Yikes. that makes me sad.
Oh, it makes me sad too. I really wish he would be playing music still, but such is life.
I get mad about that though. Like people that, like, I have a friend that he's such a good trumpet player. Like he was so like he could have went to like the Los Angeles Brass Academy. You know what I mean? Like he could have been one of those kind of kids. And he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get married and stop playing trumpet. I'm like, what does your marriage have to do with trumpet? He's like,
nothing, literally nothing.
I was like, that is like either you want to play or you don't, man. I was like, what are you talking about? You're like one of the like you literally majored in trumpet. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna join the army, and then I'm like, you can join the army band. They're all amazing. I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And now I see him. He's like, he had a picture not too long ago. He's like, oh man, I mean, this Mr. Horn used to have good days. I was like, you jerk. Like he was so good, and it was like, and he's like, no, I'm good. He's like, I like going to shows though. Like,
wow.
I can't even go to live shows unless I feel like I'm gonna play. Because when I'm watching a live show, I'm just thinking, oh man, I want to play up there. Oh man, I want to be up there. Oh man, I want to be up there. Like I'm literally just saying that the whole time. Like I wonder what their high rehearsals are like. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yep. I've literally never left a live show without unless the live show is terrible. But
yeah, right.
But
yeah, but live show
like,
doesn't make me want to go practice. It probably wasn't that good. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Almost every show I've been to, I've been like, oh man, I just want to be playing right now.
Yep. That's why I kind of like this whole COVID situation, because I can watch all these live shows and I'll be sitting there practicing while they're doing live shows.
Yep.
And like, I'm getting like the real show right here. This is so great, and I can practice while I'm doing it.
Man, that used to be a thing where like, not that not that they would just like let anybody do it, but like
Right.
it was pretty common that like if there was a young musician in the audience, that other musicians would let them come and jam with them on stage, you know?
Yeah, I miss that. I miss those days.
Like
that's how I got better.
Nobody
man.
does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the way you got in. Like you showed up to a show and you brought your horn.
Though. That's old school jazz.
It is. It is.
Like I remember as a kid, like I couldn't afford lessons. So like for me, like as a kid in high school, like I would literally be sitting in the corner. I wasn't allowed at the bar, so the owner would just let me like sit in the back, and and have a Coke on me, you know, and then like. And the old jazz cat would be like, "Hey, like, come on up here. Let me hear what you got." And I play real quick, and he'd be like, "All right, this is what you got to work on." And he would teach me like the etiquette of being on stage and like how it's a privilege and like you have to put the work in. You can't just show up and be on the stage. It's a level of audacity you have to have and ownership. And it's like I learned a lot of that musicianship from elders. And I couldn't afford the lessons. So when I come to like stages now, like everybody just gets on stage because, hey, I like being on stage. Like that's literally what happens. So it's like, so for me, it's like I had to change my mindset because that's just not the culture anymore. And like they would invite you and you had to be ready. What is it? With Marcellus's dad? Oh, what's his name? Gosh, I'm blanking.
Ellis,
yeah. So like he did a master class and he was like, you know, he was like, anybody here play piano? And like all the people started looking at this one dude, and he was like, and then he came down. Everybody's like clapping for him and everything. He's like, y'all clapping for him? He didn't even play anything yet. Everybody's laughing, and he's like, young man, what do you play? And he's like, I play piano, play keys. He's like, you play piano? What, sir? He's like, keys? Yeah. He's like, okay, well here's a piano. Let me hear you. And he's like, what? He's like, you said you play piano. Let me hear you. I'll sit right next to you. He's like, come on. He's like, taps the chair. Guy sits down. And he's like, you said you played. He's like, being an artist, being a jazz musician, you have to know what you know. And you have to do it well. He's like, I gave you an opportunity to prove who you are to me. And you didn't do it. He's like, when you come into this field, he was just talking about how like as an artist, like you have to come so defined with who you are, because that is the only way you separate yourself from somebody else, is knowing who you are. And your music and your art is a reflection of that. And so like I thought that was just so pivotal, because I was thinking like if like my favorite trombone shorty came down to me and like, you know, and said like, you play trombone, I'm like, yeah. He's like, let me hear you. I would literally play something of his. Or I would play like something that I know, like in my heart, I know I could play and I could rock it, because it's like I need to show you who I am. You know what I mean? Because it's a communication. He's asking me, "Who are you? Why would I hide? Why would I hide who I am?"
Right.
You know, so I thought that
man, that's scary. I feel like my playing live ability is not up to par, and many mistakes will be made.
So, yeah, Virix, I hear you, because frankly, I kind of suck as a saxophonist. but here's the thing. What's up?
Hot cross buns and play it live, baby.
That's the thing, though, is like the one actual real major takeaway I took from my collegiate music experience was my composition professor would always say to me, Beethoven at one point didn't know how to write music. Mozart at one point didn't know how to write music, right? Of course, all this framed in the classical music world because that's what we were studying. But point being is the greats at one point started not being good, right?
Right.
They weren't always the greats. And you ain't going to get there by just thinking of yourself as being bad. Like, this, of course, coming from the king of self-deprecation. But the point is like, everybody starts somewhere, and it's okay to not be great as long as you show up and do the work. So, honestly, like if Sonny Rollins came up to me and asked me to play something on saxophone for him, I'm sure he'd be appalled at what I played, but I bet he would give me some good feedback. So, you know, worthwhile.
I agree with that. And honestly, it's not even like I'm not trying to say like you have to be good, you have to be like banging, but like you have to be confident about what you can and can't do. Like, and the thing is like the right teacher or the right artist will support that.
Yep.
They'll build you too. Like, jazz is hard, man. Like, it's very critique. It's very brutal. But I mean, they kind of mellowed out now. But
it depends on where you go.
Oh, yeah, this is where you go. Yeah, this is where you go. But I mean, like overall, like most artists are understanding to growth and development because they've all been there. I just that when I'm hiring for a gig though, I don't need that. I just don't need that. I don't need that. I need competency.
Oh, for sure. And yet he still hires me.
Every time, baby. I like a little reliable.
Reliably bad. Oh yeah.
My third question. What do you think you need as an artist to break your shell to be what you dream of being?
Oh, Magic, what do you think you need to be a better artist? He's real quiet over there, and I don't like it.
I need to learn how to play. I think that's the big
I can't even hear him.
He said, I need to learn how to
Your
play.
video's not even working.
Right.
I know. I've been trying to fix that for like 20 minutes now. I am
Hey, Corky.
big into technicals.
Ooh. I think for me, I think there's a few things. One, hold on, I want to read what Virex said, because maybe it'll give me a better answer.
Right. Thank you, because I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't even with this right now, Magic. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? What am I doing?
So Virex says, thank you, Peter and Will. That is encouraging, showing up and doing your best and continuously getting better on your own time. And he also says, more guided discipline, maybe more accountability, guidance. I'm not sure if I'm thinking mostly of my live piano playing skills. Me,
Yes,
I need pressure. That's what I need. I noticed that I work extremely well under pressure. So I need somebody to pressure me.
I feel that, BK. I feel that. Oh, finally, a character that I sort of know.
I would say, for me, I just need time and space. This pandemic has been so good to me. Like I just need time to just sit, learn my thing that I'm trying to learn, and be at peace with learning it, and be left alone. Like I'm not saying I don't want to perform anymore, but like I really enjoyed having time to learn again. Like I don't get to learn. I perform at least maybe 250, maybe 250 to 270 shows a year minimum. That's minimum. So like I don't want to go back to that.
Right.
I don't want to go. I want to learn music. I just want to learn creating music, and like I enjoy the process of my creation and collaborations with other artists. To have to do the whole touring thing while producing, while learning a whole new type of like electronic DAW, and just like having to like get back on that, like man, that's stressful to think about. So for me, my big break is actually just enjoying the investments that I actually bought. You know, like take that time out to do it.
Right. Vic says, I agree with Peacha. If I know there's a need for live playing, then I will buckle down and practice. But otherwise, it's like, and I'll practice when I can. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of doing that.
Man, that's just the mark of a true musician.
I thought during this pandemic I was gonna practice like every single day so hard, so when it came out, I would be like just like amazing. And I was like, dang, I did not do that. Like, I bought all the right stuff, you know. Like, I bought all the material. I bought the only thing I didn't buy was my own time.
Right.
I think for me, time is super important. 'Cause, like, you know, I work a day job and I drive back and forth across the state basically every week. Like, just finding time is definitely a big deal for me. And I know like we were talking about this earlier, but like honestly, I do realize that it's super important to not like base your value as an artist on the feedback you get from others necessarily. Like, it's important to be comfortable in yourself and confident in yourself, but sometimes it's nice to have somebody be like, oh yeah, I really like that thing you did, you know. So
accurately, yeah, I have to be like, yeah, it was great. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I get it because I play instruments. But like, I want to know like what part was like, I want to know like what was actually going on. Try to find people that are actually willing to do that.
Right.
Yep,
Or have the language to even do it though. A lot of them don't even have the language.
for sure,
So
for sure.
yeah, I agree.
Vic says, otherwise, I will just fix everything in post and no one listens to the finished track will ever know.
Right, exactly. We'll do it in post. We'll do it in post. I forget where that was from. I forget where that was from. He's like, yeah, we'll do it in post. We'll fix it in post.
It sounds like Rocco's Mother Life, because I can picture Heifer saying that.
Right. Oh, that was bad.
Get him! Oh, I set him up for you, Will.
I tried so close.
Oh, and then you kill me as a thank you.
You
Jeez.
literally tried to punch me in my face. So I don't want to hear that.
That's not the point. That's not
With
what
a
we're talking
paintbrush.
about, all right? That is not what we're talking about.
Oh my god, that was so juvenile. Ah! Wow, the double team was real. Wow, the double team was real. Wow, the double team was real.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous. So there was a TikTok that was out, and it was about this person that said, you know, hi, I'm an expert about this subject. The other person was like, you don't get to tell me what to do. I do my own research. And I'm just like, well, I am like, oh, you think you're better than me? And then they're like, no, I just, this is what I've dedicated my life to. So I have a little bit of hours of lab hours and research and papers I've typed about this subject, which is why I feel informed talking about it. You don't even know where I came from. I have my own experiences, and you can't tell me about my experience because of the subject. And he was like, well, you know, if you want, you can use some of my research I have. And then he was like, no, I'll look on Facebook. And then it stops. And so I was thinking about how, like, so many times, especially as artists and just as professionals, you get told how you should be, knowing that, like, what they're talking about is literally what you do.
Right.
And it's like we're in a culture that is so self-experienced that they don't actually want, like, professional guidance because, and I realize why, as a clinician, I realize why we have to take the ethical agreement to never do conflict of interest. And I always wondered that. I'm like, why would it matter if I'm just conflict of interest? Like, why would it matter? Because it's like, at the end of the day, like, I know the person, but then I realize usually the conflict of interest isn't for that to protect you. It's because most people that know you don't actually respect you for what you are. And that's why they make you do it, because they already know that people aren't going to respect you because they know who you are. So any treatment that you even give them or recommendations, they're not going to take it because they don't, because they know you. They won't look at you as the professional that you are. And it's interesting, like when people ask you for your artistic vision or they ask you for your advice, are they asking me because they're paying you, like they told you, or because they trust your artistic vision? And that's a weird place to be in when you work with people, like if they actually really understand it. Ooh, that was bad.
It's that whole your mom will never be your biggest fan thing.
Yep.
Right.
I forgot how good I was with King Karul. Man. Wow, y'all made me look like
I really
amazing.
like this stage.
Oh yeah, that's from Bayonetta. That's from Bayonetta 1, I think. Yeah. Peachy, you would love Bayonetta. That's right up your alley.
Oh, I've only played one.
Oh, okay. Two is-
Nintendo.
I actually never played 2. I actually really wanted to play 2.
I haven't played 2 either.
Oh, we might have to play together. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lizzie says, Will, that's such a great point with clinical care and artistic work. Like, it's so great when patients argue with you about topics you've learned extensively. So great. No sarcasm needed.
Right.
And it's true. And it's true.
It's like, and then they tell you what you should do. It's like, no, this is what should happen. I'm like, okay, all right, fine. I didn't just get in debt for the rest of my life for this topic. That's fine. That's completely fine. Like, that's fine. Okay. I was like, and when that happens, I'm just like, all right, my care button just went off.
Right.
Like, please do not come back and ask me what I should think. I'm gonna be quiet.
Right. Big says, taking people seriously based on merit and not who they are.
I will say that's a lot in black culture. Black culture especially, they choose clout over merit a lot.
Yeah.
But that's also, I mean, but like culturally speaking, like that makes sense because back in the day you didn't need a certificate to do all the stuff, or the, you know, you were the one that did it because they were denied that access of care anyway in life. So like they had to go with the person that was the best at it, or the one that, you know what I mean. So like, but nowadays it doesn't even mean anything anymore. So it's weird. It's weird.
Right.
Dang, Magic, you're not happy today.
That's why he's been sitting there quiet. He's like, I'm a geek.
Right. I was like, ooh, I hate to be that guy. I can see you in Smash Brothers 6.
And then I think he's on mute because he's laughing, but all I hear is
My boy Magic on mute? Nah, that don't happen.
not him.
Magic puts people on mute, baby.
Right.
Oh!
So, Vera said, I have 10 years experience. But okay, I saw some videos on YouTube, and now you know already. Then have fun. Yeah, I can't stand that. I've dealt with that from previous clients, especially when dealing with their logos. It's a whole show with that one.
I know it is.
So you know, you hired me to do your logo or
Dang.
your design of some sort. And I understand that you're the client, and I understand that the customer is always right.
No, they're not.
Right? No, they're not. In reality, they're not. But at the end of the day, I think I know what I'm talking about, and I'm willing to work with you. But the thing is, are you willing to work with me? That's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Lizzie says the customer is definitely not always right. Right.
Say that, Lizzie. Say it. Say it.
I don't know who made that lie that the customer is always right, but you can slap them.
Say that. Ooh.
I need to get off this random. I need to get off this random trip.
Yeah, I'm about to change out my random after this one. I need to be some. I need to be some black boy.
Oh my gosh, help me, help me.
He's like, help.
Nah,
No. Oh, I already like died pretty much.
Trying to get away from asthma.
That, well, corporate need to kiss everybody's butt for saying that, because that was silly.
What?
So Vera was like, that was corporate who said that, and I said they need to kiss everybody's butt for saying that because it was silly. The customer is always right.
Who said that?
Corporate.
Oh yeah.
So Lizzie said it makes zero sense. The reason we hire people is because they have expertise that we don't on a very basic level. That is absolutely true.
Well, you never finished the sentence though. The customer is always right if you want to keep your job.
Right.
They never finished that sentence. I don't know why they never do.
So that's why I like with Mr.
Nah,
Krabs,
screw that noise.
the money is always right.
And
that is
companies won't
true,
protect you.
it's money.
I mean, it's a matter of like. Sometimes you have to screen your clients. Like, you know, people screen the people that they want to hire. Likewise, I think sometimes it's important to screen the people that are trying to hire you.
That is absolutely correct. So Vera says, when you work retail, it's a whole different story, especially in Walmart. Oh God, not Walmart.
I never worked Walmart, but I've worked retail, and cool, buddy.
Yeah, you can't put me back at retail. I used to work at City Trends.
Oh gosh.
Man, the stories I have there.
I can imagine it's terrible.
It was actually kind of, they're all actually very funny stories because I was just not ready for that life, and that was a culture shock.
And that life wasn't ready for you.
It really wasn't.
So Lizzie says, well, that's when you use psychology to make them think that they're right, but you're guiding them towards the solution.
Yeah, say it again.
Lizzie said, well, that's when you use psychology to make them think that they're right, but you're guiding them towards a solution.
Yep. Well, that's my thing is that I've actually, so funny enough, so one of the philosophies I believe in is like my conversations with people, it was never about being wrong. It was never about being right. It's with being whatever it is that's needed for them to move forward. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'll even just say the wrong thing just so that they can just correct it, so I know that they understand the right thing to do. So like I'll put other people in, I'll actually put in the wrong thing just so that people do the right stuff, because some people work better critiquing you than actually some people actually work better critiquing you than actually doing the right thing in the first place. Like I know people that have to be correctors so that they feel like their involvement is worth something to them, which is so crazy. So like, yeah, for me, like I've been in situations multiple times where I just say something and be like, if they aren't emotionally resolved in themselves, they'll react to it, and then they'll start a conversation, and then they'll somehow end back at me saying I was wrong for saying that, and I'm like, yeah, I was wrong for saying that. You're right. But I'm glad that we had the whole conversation, because now we can leave that internal resentment that's going on that I noticed for the past couple months. So I'm glad we can move forward now. Because before, if I can't, because sometimes you can't just tell people like, hey, you're looking at this person like this because of this. You can't just tell people that, because they may not have been emotionally ready to do that. Some people have to feel propelled or called to protect themselves. And and it's sad that I have to even think that way, but it's like, I don't want to sit here and be in a quote-unquote safe area or safe space if no one knows how to actually be safe within themselves.
Right.
How can that's not, like, for me, like, you don't have to say you're in a safe space. Like, I thought I was in a safe space when I walked in. What makes this not a safe space? Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you have to acknowledge it, then I don't want it, because that means that it's conditioned. Right. It's conditioned based upon whoever can't handle whatever you say. That's not a safe space. So,
Right.
You know, if it's only safe if you make me sign a contract for non-disclosure. So like, that's the only way it's going to be safe for me.
Right.
So like, I'm not stupid. So yeah, I agree so much with that. I had to learn that the hard way.
So JS says, "We fit really is your weakness, Will." I agree.
That is not true. What?
You did just use the Wii Fit trainer.
No, I'm actually a really good Wii Fit trainer fighter anyway, so that's not.
I mean,
So
that's
bring the
fine,
stage back. Anyway.
Yeah, bring the stage back. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
That's what I'm saying.
right.
Bring the stage back.
Hey,
Right.
It's
The
under
greatest stage in the
right
history
now.
of Smash Bros.
It was defense. It's not the Wii Fit. It's me. But anyway.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Oh look! See,
So-
this is the thing I love about Lil Asthma. He waits till somebody's low, then runs up, hits them, then runs away because he doesn't want to fight anybody.
Yeah, but then when he comes
It's
after you, it's all
so
bad.
cheap. So cheap. So Very says it's not worker versus client. It is a team trying to face a problem. I agree.
I like that.
Collaborate.
I like that mindset. That's why I love Unity Sound Team so much, because it really is about collaboration. And we're learning how to collaborate more efficiently every single time. And I love that. And like, I'm okay with the process of trying and failing and asking for help. Like, I feel like asking for help is like one of the best things. Like, I'm learning how to ask for help. It's beautiful.
It's a sign of strength.
It is, because I trust the people that can do things. You know, like that's. Like there's no better feeling than trusting someone that can actually be competent, more competent than you, and then you can accurately describe what you need. A lot of times people don't ask for help because they don't know how to ask for what they actually need help in.
Right.
Oh gosh, that was
Oh God.
I need help, Will. I need help.
Cry right now, because he's gonna do. Yeah, he's gonna do the headbutt on you. Watch out! No! Ooh. God, that was rough. That was rough for everybody there.
Yeah, that was not pretty.
We only have 20 minutes left. Holy crap!
Really? Wow.
Time is going fast.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it was a good conversation though.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Give me the villager. Who am I?
Well, she's dope though, if you know how to use her.
Oh yeah.
She's ridiculously powerful arrow lady.
Oh, got it.
That sometimes asthma will use. So Vera says, wait, why isn't Toad playable? That is a great question.
I bet you Toad will be a playable sooner or later.
Not until they add another 5 or 6 Fire Emblem characters left.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, bye, little ass.
Oof.
Oh, God.
Wow. Wow. Jesus.
It's a
Jesus.
A sacrifice had to be made.
Come above me to drop an anvil?
Ah. Hey, man, I just wanted to block.
Okay, okay.
No! Oh! Yes! Yes!
Wow.
Yes! Live! Yes! Yes! Oh, that was close. Ooh, that was close, child. Ooh, child.
Ooh, child.
Second!
I hate that so much.
Oh, God, that was hilarious. No, no, no! Yo! I know Jay is so mad right now.
Oh, ridiculous.
He got killed by the black boy. Eat the meat. That match was absurd, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So, I will say that I think through all the ups and downs of my artistic life, I think one of the most important things I've learned is being sure with who you are and not being sure with who you are is one of the best positions to be in, because you always have room for understanding. I think missing the room for understanding depletes. I mean, that's the whole point of being an artist. It's like you have to be in the moment. So I think that's one of the best takeaways. What about y'all?
Um.
What? That thing is whooping my butt.
What?
When did the tomato?
What was the question? The best part of being an artist?
What's the? I guess what's the best takeaway you would give somebody as far as being an artist? Like you've learned, like what would be like the best advice? Mine was understanding who you are and understanding who you're not, so you can always be in a place of development.
I like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Man.
Right, because like that's a really tough question.
Uh-oh. I killed myself going for the guy.
What?
I mean, in terms of advice, the best thing I think I can say is just don't try to be somebody you're not. Which I know is like relatively generic advice, but I feel like it's really important.
I do. I agree that it is important.
It's easier said than done, though. I mean, I think that's why it's so good.
It is easier said than done, but like the thing is like the reason why I think it's so important is because if you are having to put on an act literally every time you create, you do whatever, if you're a musician, every time you perform, if you're a visual artist, if you're having to create visual art that doesn't really isn't something that you're interested in, or isn't a medium that you enjoy working in, if you're a streamer or something like that, if you're doing stuff on stream that you have to be in character for all the time, you're gonna get burnt out on it super quick, and you're gonna forget why you're doing it in the first place. So it is kind of a generic thing to say, but it's just so important to make sure you're doing that, I feel like.
Right.
And honestly, like, it's one of those things that you might not get as much response or viewership because of it. But the response and viewership you do get is going to be so much more genuine. It's not going to be people who unsubscribe or unfollow or whatever immediately after they see something from you they don't like. It's going to be people that when you change up what you're doing are going to stick around and want to see why you're changing up what you're doing.
Right.
So, yeah, don't be afraid to be yourself.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too, actually. Here's my character.
Vic says, remembering the roots of what inspired you to create what you want to create in the first place, regardless of popularity or who would like it. I love that.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say that's literally why I created ViewUnity Sound Team, because I was sick of thinking about how and why and this and how other people would say. Like, I was like, no, I believe in what this is, and I believe in making a team that loves this stuff too. I don't, whether it's having one other person or having 100 people, I believe in what it is. And that's just that. And people ask like, why don't you just join our group? Why don't you just join our group? Why don't you just join our recording company? Just record. I'm like, because what you all believe in, I don't believe in.
Right.
Just that simple.
It
It's
doesn't
not
resonate.
against you. You have great stuff. It just doesn't resonate. It's like a college getting mad at you for not picking their college. It's like you're a good college. People graduate from there. So like that's not a problem. It's just that it's not. It doesn't fit who I am. You know, that's what it is.
Yep.
All right, there's my son, Pikachu. Let's go.
Oh, I did this level last time
I'm in it for
with
mama.
this same situation happened last time. Oh my god, this map literally happened last time. It was terrible.
That's great.
Well, you're such a map hater.
I know, right?
You have no idea how destructive this map is. Why is nobody dying yet?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Dang.
Jana Montgomery, thank you so much for the 50 stars.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
No! I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Oh my god. Little Asthma, I hate you so much.
I like the when he taunts.
Who?
Asthma, like he
Oh.
did the DK shrug.
Oh yeah. I love the DK shrugs. It's like, ooh. Dang. Why does nobody die from this yet? I hate this map so much.
Oh, that's a yes. You saved me. What?
Don't do that.
Avenue says the DK shrug is so good.
Right, it is. Very says this is a weird map.
It's a
Yes,
terrible
it is.
map. It is
Nah.
almost up there with
I mean-
the Wii Fit.
It is bad, but only because it's not Wii Fit.
Right. We want the Wii Fit.
That's what I'm saying. I want a night of just Wii Fit.
I don't see why we
I would
can't
never
do that.
allow that.
Well, that's why we're gonna have to have Peter or Jaya to start the room.
Yeah, I'll host next week.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Avenue wants to know what's so bad with the Wii Fit map. I want to know what's so bad with the Wii Fit map too.
I mean, that's
Right.
what Adam and Eve said when they had the apple. It's just an apple. Look what happened. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
all I'm hearing is a fake excuse. That sounds like a
Right.
cop out. That's a man who doesn't
Right.
have a reason. He's just a hater.
He's just a hater on that hater rate. Shame. Shame on you.
That hater.
What?
rate.
Jaya, come on!
That just sounds like a man who came in 4th place. That's all that sounds like.
That
Oh.
is exactly what that sounds like. That's exactly what that. Oh, Jaya with the suplexes. Ooh.
Oh.
So Vera says, put this map with creepy ambient music, ambient music, and it gets even weirder. Oh, you can
does.
try it. I mean, you know how to make some music, sir.
Avenue, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about the Wii Fit stage. It's the best stage in the game.
It is. It's amazing.
Willzilla just a hater.
Amazing. He is. Shame. 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 Ding, ding, ding.
So, I think today was I was very exhausted today, and you know, I learned this interesting theory about energy. So like when you're depleted of energy, you don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel motivated. You just feel like, oh, I cannot do. Oh, you know, like it's struggle.
Right.
I can honestly say that it's weird, but when I was working out, I actually got more energy in me from the workout. And I realized that when you feel depleted, you're supposed to do things to put energy back into you. And a lot of times people think energy can be sleep, of course, like resting and restoring yourself. But like the feeling of getting past that blockage and actually getting involved in something that's intrinsically valuable to you is a really good way to reset positivity in your life. And like I was so sore, like I was like not in the mood to really go to martial arts one day, and but like once I got there, like the whole new sense of energy was in me that I didn't know I had, and it was the fact that I had to pull from something else to put into myself. And I hope that people watching this stream today, like I hope that you took time out to think about what you can take outside in your life and put it back into you to reinvest that positivity that you need to keep going.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
It says, that is a great point of view.
Yeah, there's other people playing the game, you realize.
Personal.
Like I know you're a bread hater and all, but man. For real, look at this man. Look at this man. Get out of here. Had enough of you. Oops.
What?
That slow motion frame.
Instantly, the round the world slap. No wind up. No
Yeah, the slap around the world, the true slap around the world. I'm thinking about taking all my stuff to Twitter. I was thinking about just going straight Twitter about everything.
A lot harder to get banned on Twitter.
I heard it gets pretty lit on Twitter. This will be the last. Well, is this the last one, or that was the last one?
It's the last one.
All right.
Twitter's the
Redeem
wild,
yourselves. Yay.
Yeah.
That's why it's www. There we go.
I hate this level so much. I don't know why they picked this level for the last one. Like this.
Will,
what I'm
is there
talking
any
about.
level you like?
Yes, there is. Final Destination.
No, the world's most boring level. Okay.
The most even planed level. Yes. Yes.
The world's
Where it's
most
a battle of
boring
skill
level.
and grit and hardship.
Nah. Battle of old people.
Don't say that about my life. No.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
No.
Oh, Magic, you dirty dog.
Oh
You
yeah,
dirty dog.
that's right, Avenue.
Oh,
That's right,
man.
Asma. That's right. Took you out with the little head hop.
Good stuff.
Oh my goodness.
No! Stop. I can't even
What?
get to a corner.
That
because
didn't
of
hit you?
Why is Mr. Magic gonna win this? Because we're all just not bothered by him because we don't take his character seriously enough. No!
Oh, I take his character very seriously. He's just busy wrecking me, that's all.
Y'all talking about good levels. Have you heard the good word?
I got scraped.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And
Oh
I
my
totally
gosh,
whiffed
the Power
on an
Rangers Battle
attack.
for the Grid, the Super Edition's out, and it has all the DLCs and the Street Fighter pack. I am so getting that.
Nice.
Yes, I am
Nice.
so
What is
getting
it?
that. That is
What
so
is it?
exciting. The Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, that fighting game I play a lot, they have the Super
Yeah.
Edition out now. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Come on, Magic, I need this. Come on, baby.
Come over here. Let me ask you a question.
Right. Right. Like, come outside. We ain't gonna hurt you.
Oh no.
Oh.
Ah!
You
Sorry.
hate to see it. You
It's
hate
alright.
to see it.
What's happening?
Oh.
That's not fair. That is not fair. He's too much of a beast. He's literally.
No,
a
that
beast.
level was fixed. That level was fixed and fixed and fixed. Oh my god.
Doing so well.
I can't stand that.
Doing so well. He was all of my depth. He was all of my depth.
All right, Viewstars, Coast to Coast, Post to Post. Thank you so much for coming in, talking to us, working with us, agreeing with us, debating with us, experientializing with us. We appreciate you so much. This is what it's all about when we all come together. We appreciate you so much. And also on Thursday, we're doing the Rocket League and we're doing Rocket Arena at the same time, I think. I don't know.
Ooh.
But I know there's gonna be a rocket in there and we're all invited to come. So you better come in and talk to us about it because this is what community is all about. We appreciate you so much. And remember, be good to yourself and your royalty, baby. I gotta get a new catchphrase. I think I'm gonna change